Hello, so this is the last project we've been working on. My project is about a video game top-down tank fighting game. So the tank moves in 3 dimensions, which are the X, Y, and Z, because the tank can jump. Also, the speed, rotation speed, all are modifiable in the variables. The player tank has 3 scripts, which are the shooting, movement, and health scripts. The movement scripts have all the needs to make the player able, for example, to fire, to move the tank in different directions. Also, this script is the responsible of the movement audio. Also, to set limits to the player so he can move anywhere he wants and he needs to follow the map. When the tanks touch the sea, it explodes. I also added this mono behavior, which is the jump. Also, the camera has a script which makes it always follow the player, and of course the speed follow and everything else is adjustable in the variables. The offset here is 000 because actually I made the script record the actual offset on the start of the game, so you don't have to adjust it from here. Also, the camera uses the linear interpolation to follow the player, which makes it the movement of the camera smooth. For the enemy obstacles, the player gonna start with the enemy tanks, which are too many in the map. The enemy tank has a state graph, and in the state graph there is idle or attacking. The idle is responsible of the detection of the player if he is near or not to the enemy tank, and attacking is of course the responsible of the attacking. On the attacking mode, the enemy tank gonna rotate towards the player and fire the missiles. The second obstacle the player gonna encounter is those small bugs which have rigid body, so the player just can't shoot them to clear the way. And the third obstacles are the anti-tank mines, which detects the collision between the player and the mines, and if the player gets too close, and explosions appear and damage the player tank. The most important thing about the explosion object is the particle system, which gonna make the effect of the explosion, and also a lighting that's gonna appear suddenly when the explosion appears. And this is the result. The third obstacle is the exploding barrels, which actually is not an obstacle if the player is smart and know how to use it on his advantage. The fourth obstacle is the auto cannon, which automatically aim at the object and fires this turret missiles. This turret missile is gonna follow the player by the time and gonna rotate towards him with a rotation speed, of course adjustable from here with the bullet speed. Keep in mind that the auto turret is not damageable and do much more damage. There is a lot of other obstacles, but the most powerful one is the final boss, which is basically a helicopter animated with animations curve, and the helicopter is gonna follow the player and try to get closer to him. When the boss appear, the music of the game is gonna change to an action one, and the player has to move fast before the helicopter hits him. And here there is another hidden object which gonna tell the helicopter to stop attacking the player because he already reached the end of the island. Also, I made an animation of another object which gonna the responsible of the respawn of the tank, as we can see here, to make it more realistic for the game. Those blue flames here are the respawn points. If the player touches them, the game is gonna save the current position of the tank, and when the tank is destroyed, the control object over here gonna respawn another tank, and the animation of the helicopter on the last checkpoint. So this is the end of the game. When the player touches this flight, the game is gonna be complete. So this is the animated helicopter that's gonna touch the tank, and when it's touched, the tank gonna take the position of the helicopter and fly away with it as an ending animation of the game. And now, of course, if you wanna play again, just press space, and the game's gonna put you back on the start of the levels.